questions to ask a woman to dig her psychology. Lando, I got a whole list of questions, brother. One question I can share with you is, and this one I'm going to add to the list that's exclusive on patreon.com/the Saint and the Sinner. You want to ask a woman, do you believe in heaven or hell? Do you believe there's an afterlife? Ask her that first. If she asks you, well, what do you think? Make her answer first and tell her this. Say, hey, I want you to tell me first because I don't want my answer to affect your answer. No matter what she says, your answer can be one of the following. You can say, yes, I do believe in heaven and hell because of this and this. Or, no, I don't believe in heaven and hell. Let me tell you which answer you'll choose. If she says she believes in heaven and hell, you definitely believe in heaven and hell. This is a great thing. This means you're dealing with a spiritual woman, a woman who like believes in greater things. That means you have a much stronger ability to influence her. That means that she's very much so susceptible to intangible things and ideas that can penetrate her skull. Like, because if you believe in heaven and hell, you're believing in the unseen. You're believing in things that have no evidence, right? So that's a woman that you know you can influence. So if she believes in heaven and hell, you definitely believe in heaven and hell. If she doesn't believe in heaven and hell, then you could say you do believe in it, or you could say you don't believe in it. Either one will work. But if she believes in it, you definitely believe in it.
Yeah. Listen, so you can stop smashing and be like a RoboCop. You need to stop that RoboCop mindset. What you need to do is go on a generational run. What about your future children? Are they going to have to get jobs now because you decided to chase that cat? Now you going to have to sell them out, make them be an NFL player or NBA player or be a rapper and lose their life or get their head banged up like Muhammad Ali when he grew up. At the end of the day, you got to understand. You have to be the one to change your generation. You cannot do this if you smashing, dating. Casually dating equals casual sex. You casually losing your seat. You casually losing the power. You need to stop this. At the end of the day, God told men to be with a virgin. These women are not virgins. They got butterfly tattoos on their neck. They got snake tattoos. It all stands for sexual liberation. They're free as a butterfly. They're free as a snake. They go snake every dude out that they meet and get smashed. They got butterfly tattoos on their stomach to their neck. They want to be free as a butterfly to freely get smashed. At the end of the day, we cannot judge women, but we are not going for that. At the end of the day, you got to understand. We hold doors open. We be nice. We're gentlemen. But at the end of the day, you got to understand. Your future children depend on you. So are you going to be the difference or are you going to be the same as these red pill manipulators? The fact you got to manipulate a woman shows, bruh, a woman is not going to make you a multi-millionaire. I have yet to be in a relationship with a woman just handed me $1 million cash. Say, yeah, I just felt like you wanted that Lambo, so go get it. Oh, me? For real? What? Shorty, what? I have yet to be in a relationship like that. So since I have yet to be in a relationship like that, you need to find yourself. Yeah, chase yourself. Don't chase that woman. Leave women alone until you're a multi-millionaire. If you cannot afford Pampers from the time they 0 to all the way to 4 or 5 years old, I don't even know the age. You cannot afford food for your child from the time 0 all the way with inflation and everything. You don't have real estate, so you're going to have to go to school, to public school. They're going to get slapped in the back of their neck because they're around hurt people. Listen, if you cannot afford children, listen, you only need a woman for children, for child purposes. Sex, sex was only intended, God only intended humans to have sex to reproduce, not for a hobby. Sex is not a hobby. The red pill wants you to make sex a hobby. Dudes talking about you need to be getting laid so you can focus on your purpose. Man, shut up. At the end of the day, we not doing that over here. We are men of strength. At the end of the day, sex is not going to make you millions. You not on OnlyFans. Listen, that's a terrible life. You got to pull your pants down, put it inside to get rich. Absolutely not. We are not prostitutes. You think God gonna approve of that? Absolutely not. You going straight to hell. At the end of the day, you got to understand. Focus on the multi-millions. Focus on getting inside of your head, hitting that gym so you can have the same energy every single day, so you can have high energy. If you're not hitting the gym, if you're not getting your physique right, you are going to be stressed out on the way to the multi-millions. You don't need to be stressed out. What you need to do is relieve all that stress in the gym every single day. At the end of the day, you got to understand dips, pull-ups are your best friend, and push-ups all day till you go to sleep. From the time you wake up to the time you go to sleep, 3 sets of 30 to 50 every hour to the freaking hour. You need to change your life. You need to change yourself. At the end of the day, stop chasing sex. Sex is not gonna, bro, it's not gonna change your life. They're selling this to men who never got laid before. A woman going boom, boom, boom. What's gonna happen after that? You the same dude with $0. You the same dude. Now you gotta keep on manipulating. I don't want to keep on manipulating. That's wasting time. It took dudes, they gotta reply to a text message every 3 hours. Bro, you know what you could have did in that every 3 hours instead of texting her? You could have been dropping content, but instead you gotta text her. You gotta chase her because an alpha male who's not going nowhere in life, he's for the darker forces in life. He's selling you lies and future child support and future divorce. You got to understand, this dude's 50 years old. They getting evicted from their houses because they have no resources, because all they think about is chasing and messing with women. They got great people skills, but people do not care about you. You think in America women are paying your bills? No, they paying their own bills. That's their house. You live at their house. You think they're going to pay your bills? You think a woman put me in a penthouse? Stop it. I put myself in a penthouse. At the end of the day, a woman not paying your bills, a woman not buying you the designer that you want, a woman is not handing you $10 million saying you don't got to do nothing for the rest of your life. Here's $100 million. Just keep on hitting me from the back. Stop the cap. The reason they sell you to get inside somebody's head, they want you to control a woman instead of you controlling yourself. Listen, Monk Mode Gang, you know what's going on. Listen, bro. Monk Mode Gang, you know what's going on. Listen, bro. At the end of the day, I told you dudes. They didn't want to listen to me, though. I literally told you. The red pill wants you to waste time manipulating women and get inside of her head, control her so you can lose your power through sex. And then at long term, boom, child support. You're gonna lose in the long term. You're not gonna go on a generational run. You won't have resources because you gotta pay your child support. You gotta pay your dues for what you did to that cat that you tried to control and manipulate. Do you understand how much time wasting that is? You gotta learn female nature. You never learned about yourself. You gotta learn about her. You gotta learn about female nature as a whole so you can smash a lot of them. Why would you want to smash a lot of parasites? At the end of the day, all these dudes, they go around, they make $1 million, they go around town flashing the Lambo keys, then they wonder why they get set up. They wonder why the woman divorced them 2 weeks later. 2 months later, like Travis Hunter, and get a baby. Make sure she made sure he bust, he effort till she bust and he bust. Shout out to Travis Hunter, ex-wife. She did the right thing. That's what happens when you listen to female nature. You play mind games. You gotta get in her head. Instead of trying to get in her head so you can get her in bed. Bars. King 6A, he pick up women at bars. At the end of the day, instead of trying to get in her head so you can really get in bed, at the end of the day, you need to get, I'm not even going to say get on your purpose because that's red pill knowledge. Their purpose is sex. You need to get in that gym, build your physique. You need to build your mind, not your communication skills. People do not care about you. It doesn't matter if you can talk like this. The saint and sinner, he tries to use educated words and he says dumb stuff all day. So that education, I hope they not teaching dudes this in college, because it's pretty dumb information. At the end of the day, the red pill, they want you to focus on women. Every day you wake up, all right, I gotta use this, so I can get this. Instead of just telling her, I really want to smash, I really don't like you like that, but I think like you got a banging body and I really just want to bust. She would tell you no straight up. Some women will tell you yeah straight up. The woman I smashed in 15 minutes, the first day I even met her, I told her straight up, I'm like, yo, shorty is fat, I'm trying to hit. She said, all right, bet, we could do that. Oh, damn, all right, let's go. No, they not gonna believe me. I have nothing to prove. I literally have nothing to prove. If I got 15 Lambos and a woman asks me, what do you do for a living? I'm gonna tell her I just be living life. If she take that as, oh, he broke, he don't want to say what he do for a living, so be it. I don't gotta be like, I got 15 Lambos. I'm not gonna say none of that. I'm gonna just go home and live my life, drive my 15 Lambos. I told her I be living life. She thought that was some broke boy stuff. It is what it is, cause I'm not a boy. But at the end of the day, listen, stop wasting time. You got to understand, if you are not born into wealth, you have no time to be chasing women. The red pill, they love to make content like, don't chase her. If you trying to smash multiple women, get a rotation of 8, you are chasing. You are pursuing. You got to understand, women aren't messing with dudes, bro. They're not messing with dudes. They're not hindering dudes from becoming a multi-millionaire. It's when you're trying to go and bring them into your life. And a red pill dudes, they trying to go into their life. At the end of the day, you're messing with them. You walking up to them. You asking, yo, shorty, what's the number? You hitting her up every 3 hours, but you still hitting her up. You chose to get the number. You chose to smash her. You said, shorty, come over, let me hit that. At the end of the day, you're messing with her. The average woman, 99.9% of women, are going to walk past you. Unless you waving the Lambo keys around, unless you Drake or Chris Brown, and you done sold your soul to the lodge for unlimited cat, they're not messing with dudes, bro. They're not sexually assaulting dudes like that. Dudes are the one doing that. Deshae Frost, he has SA allegations, and he's rich. He has SA allegations, and DDG still hang around him. At the end of the day, you got to understand. What's his name? Andrew Tate got over 10 SA charges. He got over 10 SA allegations. He keep touching stuff. He touched me. Whoa, I have status. Give me that. Those are those guys' mindset. All they focus on is females that don't like them. Wow, so they're living for the woman who walked past them. They want that woman to turn to them so they can smash them. Bars, and I'm not even a rapper. I'm not even a rapper. Listen, you gotta stop all this nonsense. Listen, build your body not so you can get boom, 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 and then 9 months later, cut the umbilical cord. Oh, listen, I don't want them like that. Boom, boom, boom. Child support. And lose, boom, boom, boom. At the end of the day, you got to understand, society wants to laugh at you. So if you are not focused on sex, they cannot laugh at you. They literally cannot laugh at you. If you retaining your seed, building your body strong for yourself, so you can go on this generational run, listen, building a body, it's going to keep your energy high. You're going to have high levels of energy. The more you work out, you have high levels of energy. You need to be able to keep your energy the same. You need to have that same energy. They used to have a phrase to keep, like when people get mad at somebody, they be like, oh yeah, don't act brand new when you see me. Have that same energy. You need to have that same energy every single day. You cannot afford to get mad. You cannot afford to pout and give up in life. You cannot afford to give up in life. You don't have generational wealth. You cannot afford to give up in life. You cannot afford to be pouting. You cannot afford to be smashing a woman around the neighborhood. You're going to end up on child support. That's going to hinder you from getting a Rolls Royce, the Lambo. Bro, women cost a Bugatti payment. Yeah, in America. For all the dudes who in South Sudan, shout out to y'all. For all the dudes who in Europe who watch my content, shout out to y'all. We love y'all. Well, I love y'all. I don't know about everybody else, but I love y'all. At the end of the day, you got to understand. For all the people who are not in a Western country like America, y'all watch my content. If you come to America, American women are expensive. Not because they gonna charge you. It's because if you boom, 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 ever till she buzz, you gonna bust inside of her too. 9 months later, a baby cut the umbilical cord. Now you got a school supplies to pay for, from kindergarten, from even pre-K. You gotta pay for pre-K all the way till college. They force it 4 years in college. If they want to be a doctor, now you got 8 years in college. Bruh, that is too much money. And if you have more than one child, oh, and you got to pay for inflation with food, oh, listen, you ain't never going to get no Bugatti. Women cost a Bugatti payment. At the end of the day, be single, bruh. Stop chasing this sex. The more you release, you're going to want to chase it more. That's why they call it the chaser effects. When dudes relapse, they want to keep relapsing back to back to back. They go through a little struggle of relapsing. They go through a habit of relapsing back to 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 back. At the end of the day, you got to understand. Releasing, it makes you weaker and you crave it more. Releasing is like doing crack. You're gonna want it again like a crackhead. It's just gonna keep chasing it. You smashing, you just gonna keep chasing it. Stop smashing so you can be normal and not like a RoboCop.